Hey everyone, Theo here. Today I'm reviewing the Unihertz TickTock S, which is a phone that has an interesting design. It looks like a case has been built onto the phone itself and there is a 1.3-inch circular LCD behind. This can show you a clock face or a watch face, your music player, but there is no album art, compass, and a camera that you can use. By the way, this is a review unit provided by Unihertz. In this video, I'm just going to present to you my findings so that you can decide whether or not this is worth the money. And this is priced at US $349. The pre-order price is $269. So here's the bottom line. I've been using this phone for more than 2 weeks now, and I'm still not sure how useful this LCD is. But it certainly makes the design of the phone look very different compared to other phones out there. And listed by the side here are the specs for the phone. The general performance of this phone is very smooth, it's very fast, it has 8 gigs of RAM, so multitasking works fine. This is a phone with a rugged design, so build quality is excellent. Battery life is 18 hours, which is long, and it can be used for gaming as well. I was able to play Genshin Impact at medium graphics settings without any lag. Downsides for this phone are the audio quality from the back-facing speaker is so-so. There is a 64 megapixel main camera and a macro lens. The macro lens is not that useful, and the image quality you can get from the main camera is highly dependent on the lighting situation. This phone can take 2 nano SIM cards, but there is no micro SD card slot. This phone comes with 256 gigs of storage, which to me is enough, but you won't be able to expand storage since you can't use a micro SD card. So what's the selling point here? For me, it would be the rugged build quality and the interesting design. Alright, on to the full review. Let's take a look at the items included in the box. There is a quick start guide, a USB-C charger with 33 watt charging, USB-C to 3.5mm adapter, a SIM ejection tool, and a USB-C to USB-C cable. This is a 6.5-inch LCD and the resolution is 1080 by 2340. The visuals are sharp, the display is bright, and the colors are vibrant, and this is quite glossy. This is actually a screen protector that has already been applied, but the application is not perfect because there are some air bubbles beneath. That's the speaker at the top. That's a 32 megapixel camera with face unlock, which works quite effectively. The bezels are quite thin at the top and the sides, and at the bottom the bezels are thicker. The LCD display is rounded off at the corner. Weight of this phone is 289 grams, and for a rugged phone the weight is alright. So the rugged design actually comes in the form of this case-like design that's built onto the phone. This is hard plastic and it's matte textured. All the edges are beveled, so this phone is quite comfortable to hold. This part here is metallic and the edges here are not beveled, so they can be sharp. This part here is metal as well, and that's the back-facing speakers. The corners are rounded off. On the left and right sides here, you can see the metal frame, and here as well. At the bottom, you can find the microphone, and behind this cover is the USB-C charging port with USB 2 transfer speed. This phone has IP68 splash and dust resistance. And at the top is the IR blaster. There is no 3.5mm audio jack, but remember earlier, there is the 3.5mm to USB-C adapter included. There is Bluetooth 5.3 and there is NFC. Unihertz should have made this into a fold-out stand. That would be so useful. So on this side, we have the volume buttons and the power button. The built-in fingerprint sensor is fast and effective. The housing at the 4 corners of the display are actually raised higher than the glass. So when you put the phone on the table like this, the glass will not be in contact with the tabletop. I wish the speaker was in front. The audio quality is so-so. It's loud enough, but it sounds slightly hollow and it's lacking bass. And when you have the speakers covered like this on the table, the sound sounds muffled. This is a big phone, so if Unihertz can actually add a speaker in front, it's not going to make this phone significantly bigger, but it's going to improve the satisfaction level of using this phone due to the better audio quality. This phone can take 2 nano SIM cards and this supports 5G. There is no micro SD card slot, so you won't be able to add more storage. These two are shortcut buttons. For the flash, you can press once. For screenshot, you can press twice. And this button is for the LCD behind, which you can see has a lot of fingerprints. So press once to power on and press again to power off. This is a 64 megapixel main camera with autofocus but no image stabilization. Image quality is good when there is good lighting, but image quality will be affected with low light. And this camera is actually not on the surface of the phone, it's actually recessed, so if you want to clean it, it's not as easy. You have to actually press down to wipe the camera. And this is a 2 megapixel macro lens, which I don't find very useful. There is no autofocus, so you will have to check the sharpness yourself, and the colors don't look as vibrant and as true to life. Let's talk about the performance. This phone comes with the MediaTek Dimensity 700 chip, which is an 8-core chip, and it has 8 gigs of RAM. Overall performance is fine. Overall performance is very smooth. You can have many apps open and they will remain in the background without having to reload, which is really nice. And the overall performance is very smooth. It's lag-free. This is running on stock Android 12 with no bloatware installed except for the additional software feature for the LCD behind, which they call the sub-screen settings. So let's take a look at the sub-screen settings. You can choose the different clock face here, or you can choose from the LCD behind. There are different designs to choose from, and there are different settings such as screen timeout, the backlight or the brightness, and you can configure how the shortcuts work. The processor is actually powerful enough to play graphics-intensive game. So this is Genshin Impact at medium settings. This is one of the 5 graphics settings, and gameplay is very smooth. There is no lag at all. And the visuals look great. And as mentioned earlier, the colors look really vibrant. The main downside to gaming is if the file size is huge, it's going to take a while to load the file because the storage speed isn't that fast. Battery life for this phone is pretty good. I'm able to get around 18 hours of screen on time. Alright, so this is my review. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of this phone. Do you think it's worth the money? Do you think this is a phone you may buy? Alright, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video. Bye!